Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here, early this morning. I'm lying in bed trying to sleep, but for some reason I can't. And I notice that on my mind is this idea that evil has played America again. And I'm lying there and I'm thinking about America. You know, we've been given a good conversation about America. And we actually believe that America, our nation, our great nation, is the most blessed nation on the face of the earth. We actually believe that we have the best religious order, the best religious philosophy. We believe that our nation is the wealthiest on earth. This is what we're told. That it's the most military might. This is what we're told. We're not told that America was built on the foundations of abuse. America had people come to this country who had no problem with lying and cheating. And they came to a place where people trusted and they were taken advantage of. And this has been the story of all nations all across the globe. It's not just America, but America has had its turn as well. And it is still in that process. You hear America talk about a time when they were great. Great. What has been America's boast? I mean, its most might as far as achieving whatever they have achieved. You would say, well, it's their ability to lie, to deceive, on the one hand. On the other hand, their ability and their willingness to kill. Their ability and willingness to kill, to destroy. Wow. So we talk about America as having slaves since its inception on the scene as a great nation. And they have never ended it. So evil has been alive and well throughout America's existence. We the people have not seen it that way because we have been taught that this is good compared to what others do. We never talk about how good this could really be. And when we do, it's only propaganda. It's like we have said many times that in America, the politics seems to work hand in hand. You have the good cop and the bad cop. You have, when you want to get forward, you pretend like you're real bad. And you have the good cop that comes along. The good cop comes along promising this and that, but they can't do anything. Their hands are tied. And then the bad cop, pretending now to be the good cop, comes along and maybe give you a step just so you can go a little bit further than you are. Maybe, but not as half as far as you could have gone in the beginning. And so you settle for lack. And the game is played over and over again. In the beginning, to take land, to force people to be, and to have a system, really, that required that you either work right or you're going to be screwed to the max. And nobody was willing to, appears, to work right. And so they've been screwed to the max. And even now, today, in politics in America, you have people screaming, well, not screaming, taking a seat, saying that it's okay to go back to when America was great again, willing to abuse, take people to their shithole countries, willing to abuse, to murder, and to cause death on many people that are despised. And it's all under the pretense of saving America, keeping America the same way America believes it should be. If you're willing to kill, if you're willing to lie, and ladies and gentlemen, does that sound far-fetched? We have seen over the past several years a political party following the dictates of an alternative truth known as a lie. All the way. You have a person who came out and tried to steal an election. Literally, before our face, tried to steal the election. And not punished for it, but given the opportunity of free advertising, free propaganda advertising, didn't make any difference as long as it had nothing to do with the truth. The truth couldn't make any kind of road, but the lying got the publicity that it needed. It festered in the minds and hearts of people. In the process of this happening, you had a Supreme Court that was being stacked. You had courts within the system being stacked. You had people based upon their politics and their willingness to follow whatever is required. And then you got people sitting here talking about making America great again. Taking those slaves who have come through the system, the descendants of slaves who come through the system, and want to take them back to slavery. And you might say, wait a minute, that's not America, but look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Out of everything that's being done, if you are white, what are you to suffer through this system, through this 2025 system, as a nation of people, as a race of people separate from all other people? What have you to suffer in America? Nothing. You're still privileged, even under this demonic system that is being proposed, and perhaps now is going to be carried out. But people of color, where do they go? Nobody, these guys that have advocated for that, and even when the Democrats talk about the stuff that they talked about, they lose. And the power is given to the ones that have no heart. No heart. This is why I say, my friends, that you, all of us, as human beings on the face of the earth, need a new education. An education about truth, about that which promotes that which, again, we all want, desire, need. Peace and prosperity and freedom. We need a new education about things like that, about what is required to have and experience things like that, where your needs and your wants and your desires are always met. Always. You suffer for nothing. Food, clothing, shelter. Anything that's made by the hands of man are made for your benefit. Are made for your benefit. Are made for your benefit. So that you, in these bodies, during these times, can enjoy this life that has been given to you by the power that created this earth, by the power that made the resources available so that you, the people, can use these resources to do the things that you have done for the benefit of you, the people who have engaged yourself. But you allow yourself to be robbed by robber barons, people who are making profit, people who are getting filthy rich, and at the same time causing homelessness and poverty and crime and violence, creating all of this because we've been taught a system that does this. And my friends, it does this. And if you want your heaven on earth, rather than dying or waiting and scared to die because you don't know whether you're going to get it or not, you're going to have to change the way you do things. You're going to have to start treating people as though you're treating yourself. You're going to have to start caring about others as you want others to care about you. That means you're going to have to respect the fact that there's nobody that got power over you. The power that usurps yours is an invisible power that is allowed to live in you to cause you to be who and what you are. That's so essential and so necessary in this changed life that creates the peace, this paradise that you want. But you are following a dictates of a lie. How can you sit there and let somebody lie to you? Threaten the lives of other people. Threaten the conduct of other people in a negative fashion. And you see that as being a benefit to you. The pain and suffering of others has been a benefit to you. And you accept it. And the church that you visit tells you it's okay. That God is blessing you. They even got God coming back one day on horses with swords and guns. What kind of God is that? An alternative, of course. What am I saying? And why am I saying this? I'm saying this because we've been had as a people. And now we might sit back and start wondering what is really going to happen after this election. And just sitting back waiting. Well, others are telling, prepare to take this, to fight it in courts. The courts allowed all of this stuff to happen. This didn't happen without the courts. They permitted everything that's going on, just like the media permitted it, because it was run by people in power who knew exactly what they're doing. We the people have been just confused. We don't know what's going on. We believe this, we believe that, we believe in everything because we know nothing. If you want to know the truth, go inside of yourself. The truth will stand up and slap you in the face. Now, what are we going to do about it? That's the key now. Well, I say, if you're not going to go all the way to make America beautiful for everybody, then go ahead on and go to hell. I know you don't want to do that. So let's make America beautiful for everyone. Thank you. Look, before I go, I want to share this with you. Have you thought about how Trump had said that the only way he could lose was if we, the rest of the American people, the majority of them, cheated or benefited from cheating? Now, he won the election the first time, so he had nothing to say. It was cool. No cheating took place. Small cheating, but he overcame. Then he set it up that if he could lose or would lose the second election, because he was going to run again, that it would be because someone cheated. And he talked that stuff. And all the while he talked that stuff, he was making plans, trying to set things up so he could actually cheat without being so obvious. And so he set that up. But it didn't work. But it didn't stop him. He kept on for 4 additional years, training and teaching America that she cheated, coming up with lies that would cause people to ask questions about certain things, deception being planted in the American psyche every day, every night for 4 years. And this man, though he was prosecuted, he had no penalty to really serve because of who and what he was working for. Evil. That's the way evil worked. Evil overcame the American system of government and allowed evil to continue to perpetrate even more evil. And evil was bragging that when he got evil and started expressing it, he got more popular. And he did. He became the next president of the United States. And guess what the Democrats did? What did they do? They said, well, we're going to give over power. We're going to just do it the righteous way. Now, this other guy had already said that if he lost, he was ready to continue raising hell for another 4 years. And what was to stop him? He'd already proven that he could do it for 4 years. So just practice what he preached, or preach what he practiced. And all of that was going on right before the American people. And now, at the end of the day, everything that America has been taught on the one hand as being anti-right and against God, really. We had that thrown in our face. And the rest of us now, who could not have imagined the success of evil on this front, what are we supposed to do? Just sit back and say, oh, well, the Democrats know right well if Donald Trump had lost, he would have been raising hell right now. Next year, still raising hell. But the Democrats say we're going to do it the right way. And so evil now has jumped all the way over here now, solidified at this level. What we've done with Donald Trump, America's changed to what Donald Trump represents today. Unless something happens. Unless something wonderful happens. And that, well, it could come from teaching or it could come from suffering. If it comes from suffering, that'll have to come from the invisible power. That'll have to come from God. Because it is not our duty and responsibility to cause pain and suffering on anyone. It is not our duty to cause pain and suffering on anyone. And if God wants somebody to hurt and suffer, let God do that work. let God do that work. In the meantime, we work it out. We find out and we work it out. Oh, now I can, let me see, can I go now? But I want you to think about how the Democrats just gave in rather than not giving in, but doing something. Maybe doing the right thing, which is the only different thing. Goodbye.